Christ is risen, truly is risen. Brothers and sisters, today is the Tuesday after St. Thomas Sunday, and we continue to celebrate the feast of Pascha. Today is Radonitsa, in the church, Russian church tradition is what we call it. It means the day of rejoicing. And so today we're going to learn about what this means according to the Synaxarion, the Pentecostarion of the church. Stay tuned. Radonitsa, the day of rejoicing. On this day, the Tuesday of St. Thomas week, according to the order instituted by our Holy Fathers, we call to remembrance in paschal joy all those who have died from the beginning of the ages in faith and hope of resurrection and life eternal. Having previously celebrated the radiant feast of Christ's glorious resurrection, the faithful commemorate the dead today with the pious intent to share the great joy of the Paschal feast with those who have departed this life in the hope of their own resurrection. This is the same blessed joy with which the dead heard our Lord announce his victory over death when he descended into Hades, thus leading forth by the hand of the righteous souls of the Old Covenant into paradise. This is the same unhoped-for joy the holy myrrh-bearing women experienced when discovering the empty tomb and the undisturbed grave clothes. In addition, this is the same bright joy the holy apostles encountered in the upper room where Christ appeared through the doors, though the doors were closed. In short, this feast is a continuation of the gladdening feast of Pascha, enabling us in kindred joy to celebrate the luminous resurrection with our Orthodox forefathers who have fallen asleep. This is evidenced of the commemoration of the dead today in the writings of the Church Fathers. St. John Chrysostom mentions the commemoration of the dead performed on Tuesday of St. Thomas week in his homily on the cemetery and the cross. Today the faithful departed are remembered in divine liturgies. Koliva is prepared and blessed in the churches in memory of those who have fallen asleep, and the Orthodox graves and cemeteries are blessed by the priest and visited by the faithful. On this day, alms are given to the poor. Furthermore, it should be noted that due to the great spiritual joy this jubilant commemoration bears, it is called in the Slavic tongue Radonitsa, or Day of Rejoicing. Here in America, this day sometimes is celebrated the Sunday of St. Thomas, as everyone is still in church and people go and to the graves and bless their loved ones' graves and sing Christ is risen to them. They often will take a lunch and have a lunch picnic at the cemetery. Also, in some instances here in America, this day is transferred to Memorial Day, which is the last Monday in May,